A commander we haven't played in a while, but one I very much look forward to playing is Nissa, Vastwood Seer versus Liliana, Heretical Healer. Got beaten by this commander recently. I can't remember which commander I was running. We can go for Worldly Tutor into a Sakura Tribe Elder, and then go for a turn 3 commander, and hopefully do something from there. Aim for a Gauntlet of Power. And then, yeah, don't really know what else we want to do from there. We're just kind of relying on half-decent draws, because we don't actually have a whole lot to do in that hand. Go for Worldly Tutor into our turn 2 ramp in Sakura Tribe Elder. See if I can find it without expanding the library. That tiny little writing that Modo likes to load the library up into for some reason. Go for the Reliquary Tower into Sakura Tribe Elder, and then we'll pass over to our opponent and we'll go over the commanders. Liliana, Heretical Healer, is playing a Felwar Stone, and it is a 2/3 lifelink for 3 mana. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you exile it and flip it or transform it. And if you do, you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. She, of course, turns into a Planeswalker. And each player discards a card. You get an emblem whenever a creature you control dies, or whenever a creature dies, return it under your control at the end step. And then, I can't read the other one. Return a target non-legendary creature with CMC X from your graveyard to the battlefield. We will crack our Sakura Tribe Elder, and then we'll get into our commander next turn, and we can go for, I think we'll just go for the Gaia's Cradle while we still can, because you never know, our opponent might have us discard some things at random. Unfortunately, there is nothing else we can do. We have a land drop for next turn. We can go for Gauntlet of Power if we want to. Our commander does get us into card draw when it flips over. It enters as a 2/2 for 3 mana. And when it enters, we can search for a basic forest. That goes into our hand. And then the +1 is kind of card draw. The -2 is a 4/4 elemental token. And -7, which I never use. Untap 6 target lands, they become 6/6 elemental creatures that are still lands. We draw into Lignify, which is really good for us. We'll have to forego the Gauntlet of Power, but we can go into Growing Rights of Itlamok, so we'll get Lignify on our opponent's commander. And I imagine they have things like Merciless Executioner and things like that. We clear a heap of nothing off the top of our library, so that's actually not too bad. Because, yeah, we'll go for the Gauntlet of Power next turn most likely, and then hopefully brutalize our Exarch into something. This Temple of the False God is not active yet. No, they need another land to switch that on. If they kill our Nissa, wouldn't be the worst thing. This is the good thing about Nissa Vastwood Seer. You don't actually mind it dying, because when she comes in, she effectively pays for half of her commander cost. Okay, yeah, we'll slow roll this out with our opponent. We'll go for our Gauntlet of Power. We will, of course, name green, and that won't benefit our opponent, which is good. And we'll just pass on over to our opponent. Green Sun Zenith, not sure what I want to get, but we could get something big with that next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would be 10 mana. Oh, actually, how does this work? Is this just for basics? Oh, basic land, so that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we could grab something for 7 mana. That might be an Avenger of Zendikar. They managed to kill their... Oh yeah, they use Altar's Reap, which is sacrifice a creature, so they've got their Liliana back into their command zone. I remember the last opponent we played against played around our Lignify and Song of the Dryads quite well. We'll go for 1 on that. And then I'm sure Avenger of Zendikar is 5 and 2 green, which would make 7. Well, we'll go for it. We'll certainly be able to grab something. But I'm thinking Avenger of Zendikar so that we can switch on Gaia's Cradle. So let's just go for that. We won't get a lot of tokens, but we'll get enough creatures onto the battlefield to make Gaia's Cradle a particular threat. No reason not to swing in with Nissa here. And the Growing Rights of Itlamok now flips over into Itlamok Cradle of the Sun, which is actually a better Gaia's Cradle. We can either tap it for a single green or tap it for green per creature we control. So if our opponent decides to wipe the board, which they may well do, then we can at least still use that Itlamok as a mana source. They're going in for their Liliana. And then they'll be able to sack the Burnished Heart and flip Liliana. But they will have to almost tap out to do that. They do still have access to a couple of blacks, so they may well have a means of destroying some of our creatures. We can still swing in, go wide on Liliana, and kill her off. Each player discards a card. I think we go for... Do we care about Terastodon? I don't think. Our opponent has so much mana. I don't think we care about Terastodon. We might want to wipe the board with the Great Aurora. But I think we're pretty equal on permanence. Okay, and the Madness cost. Yeah, that gets to come in with its Madness cost. When it enters, destroy a creature with power 4 or greater, so that will kill the Avenger of Zendikar. Yeah, how many permanents do we have here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to our 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we're pretty evenly matched on that. We'll go for Maze of Ith. I think this will flip Liliana, won't it? 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we're 1 off flipping Liliana. So why don't we just go... And does this put the card on top? I think this puts the creature card on top of our library. Yeah, it does, unfortunately. Why don't we instead just go for Liliana getting shuffled away? We're going to shuffle away Liliana here, just to keep me from losing a plant token. And then we'll play that land, and... Oh, have I miscounted? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Oh, 7. I somehow completely miscounted there, so... We actually get a card draw here, which is good. Okay, Fierce Empath. Not sure what I want to get with that. Well, let's have a look through our library anyway, and we can have a look. We will certainly use that ability. And we can go for... Green Warden Marassa isn't terrible. Neither is Prime Time. Regal Force is good as well. That actually draws us cards, so why don't we go for that? That'll be... we'll tap a little bit better, I think. Yeah, we can go for it like that. And this will draw us cards for every green creature we control, which gets us into a lot more stuff. And then I think we can... Yeah, we'll Harrow. That'll get us into a couple of untapped forests, which will give us access to 4 mana. And then we can go for Emerald Medallion. And that's a pretty good turn for us, I think. Probably go for the Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx next turn. And a Primeval Bounty would be pretty good for us as well. So why don't we... Yeah, we might as well get some points of damage on our opponent. We will lose a plant token here. That's alright, yeah. Panned out pretty well for us. I was worried about doing that with the Brutalizer Exarch. I contemplated slow rolling things out and searching for a creature on top, but wasn't too sure what I wanted. Didn't want to wipe the board of artifacts and enchantments because we would lose our Gauntlet of Power, which we are slightly reliant on still currently. If our opponent wipes the board, it will switch off both of our Gaia's Cradles effectively. And Kothafed Soul Hoarder, I think this is card draw for them. Whenever a permanent owned by another player is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card and lose a life. And they have Dictate of Erebos, so the sooner we get rid of that, the better. I don't know what this does. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sack it. If you do, search your library for a demon card. And our opponent decides to scoop. Well, yeah, that might look like an early scoop. Maybe it is an early scoop. We were going to go in for Woodfall Primus next turn and blow up the Dictate of Erebos. So they wouldn't have got as much use out of the Kothafed and then this thing getting sacked as they would have liked. And then their hand was empty. So I think we were on the up and up there. We could have produced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. And yeah, 7 mana off of this. That would have near enough got us into a Woodfall Primus. And then that would have been 8 mana from the Gaia's Cradle. The screen is gone now, so I won't be able to go over the board and expand everything. Yeah, probably would have gone for the enchantment first. The mythic enchantment that gets us a load of benefits from casting things into the Woodfall Primus, blown up the Dictate of Erebos, and just gone crazy from there. We had our Planeswalker out so that we could draw an extra card every turn effectively. So I think we were starting to wrap that game up there. Maybe a turn or two too early from our opponent. They may have drawn into more card draw and Necropotence or something like that. But hey, I don't know what's in their deck. Clearly they do. And they didn't fancy their odds. So hope you all enjoyed that. That was Nissa, Vastwood Seer. And we managed to beat Liliana, Heretical Healer this time. Hope you all enjoyed it. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.